Damon Runyon says,
Some guys eat to live, and some guys live to eat. But with a certain Broadway character known to one and all as Nicely, Nicely Jones, eating is just a hobby.
what you have just heard is Runyonese. Now, that's not a disease, but a way of talking American. And the man responsible for it all is Damon Runyon, outstanding sports authority, short story writer, and columnist, who shows millions of Americans in his daily column the brighter side of life. Tonight, we bring you A Piece of Pie, another in a series of stories by Damon Runyon, one of the greatest storytellers of our time, a man often called the new O. Henry, and widely acknowledged as one of our leading humorists today. Damon Runyon has breathed new life into American literature, enriched it with such warm human stories as Little Miss Marker, which starred Shirley Temple, Lady for a Day, and many others which have entertained you in the magazines and movies. Tonight you'll hear another of these unusual tales as told by Lionel Stander, star of stage, screen, and radio, in the role of Clabber. Clabber, as all Runyon fans know, is that guy about town who tells us all the Runyon stories in his first-hand, confidential style. Our story tonight is as different, as romantic, and as heartwarming as any Runyon ever wrote. And here is Lionel Stander as Clabber telling you about A Piece of Pie.
One day, a character by the name of Horse Thief and me are relaxing in Boston when we overhear a local resident say,
Joel Duffel is without doubt the greatest eater alive. Why, just yesterday he ate an entire window display of oysters in this very restaurant.
well, me and Horsey realize this is a gross exaggeration because we know Nicely Nicely. Now, Nicely Nicely Jones is called Nicely Nicely because no matter when you ask him how he's feeling, no matter how he happens to be feeling, he always says, nicely, nicely. Now, Nicely Nicely Jones may not be the greatest eater in all history, modern and ancient, but he certainly belongs up there among the best bets. We must always remember that Nicely Nicely eats under the handicaps of modern civilization, which require that an eater use a knife and fork, or anyway a knife, while in the old days, eating with the hands was a very popular custom and much faster. Well, to resume, this Nicely Nicely Jones is maybe 5 feet 8 inches tall and about 5 feet 9 inches wide, and is a horse player by trade. Eating is really just a hobby with him, though he dearly loves to commit eating, whether he is hungry or not. So me and Horsey feel justified in betting our shirts on Nicely Nicely versus this character, Joel Duffel. Well, when we returned to Mindy's restaurant on Broadway, right away so many citizens, including Mindy himself, wish to take a piece of our proposition that it is oversubscribed by a large sum in no time at all, as Horsey says.
It is a positive cinch, friends. Nicely Nicely's a sure thing. Why, I'd take a chance on Nicely Nicely against anything on 4 legs, except maybe an elephant, and at that he might give the elephant a photo finish.
But then Mindy remarks,
Hey, come to think of it, I ain't seen Nicely Nicely for a month of Sundays.
Neither have I.
Me either. I ain't seen him lately.
Hey, wait a minute. Somebody must have seen him. Guys don't just disappear. At least not when he ain't got no enemy.
yeah, Nicely Nicely was a very popular character.
Well, you better get busy and find him quick, Horsey, or you're gonna lose that $1,000 forfeit you left in Boston.
Well, we was just about to give up after trying every place but the morgue or the jail. And we was trying to decide which of them to try first when we discovered Nicely Nicely can be contacted care of a party named Slocum somewhere on Morningside Heights. So me and Horsey take the subway, and it turns out that Slocum lives on the top floor of a 5-story walk-up apartment.
Well, what is it?
Can you give us any information about a party named Jones? Nicely Nicely Jones.
Oh, I guess you mean Quentin.
That don't sound like the right guy to me.
Well, it won't hurt to take a look-see anyway. Don't forget that $1,000.
Well, Quentin is here now. Come inside, gentlemen.
Oh, thank you, lady.
Yeah, there he is in the chair by the window.
Well, goodness gracious. Is that really you, Nicely Nicely?
Why, Horsey, don't you remember me?
I remember you okay, Nicely Nicely, but I don't recognize you so good. Hey, look at him, Clabber.
The face looks familiar, but I can't place the shape.
It's me, your old pal, Nicely Nicely.
Well, you're all shrunk up.
Yeah, you don't hardly look natural, Nicely Nicely. You look more like your own shadow.
I've lost a good deal of weight.
Yes, he certainly has. 83 pounds.
83. Excuse me, lady, but could we have a few words in private with Mr. Jones on a very important proposition?
Well, I...
Please, Hilda, these are old friends.
All right. But don't stay too long. You might tire, Quentin.
My, you must have been awful sick nicely, old pal. Well, you look only about half size your regular self. Your face is thin, pale. Your eyes way back in your head.
Yeah, you could rent yourself out right now as a human skeleton in a sideshow.
Hey, who is that skinny Judy?
Me fiancée, Miss Hilda Slocum. I am living here with her and her mother. Her mother's even thinner yet.
Impossible.
It's a wonder the three of you are still alive. Hey, listen, friend, tell me. How's your appetite?
Oh, nicely. Hey, in fact, I could relish a good juicy steak done medium rare right now.
Yeah? Nicely. It certainly is good to hear you're in such excellent appetite.
You see, nicely, it seems there is a party by the name of Duffel residing in Boston who claims he can out-eat any character in the U.S. of A.
Is that so? Hey, what right's he got to make such a statement?
Well, it seems that he swallowed an entire window display full of oysters in some restaurant.
Oh, is that all, huh? Well, I've done better than that.
Sure, certainly you have. So naturally your friends couldn't let that go.
Nah, why, it's positively insulting for anybody to say a thing like that while you're still alive.
So we arranged for you to challenge him in a couple of weeks for the Eating Championship of America.
Yeah, we fixed it so you could eat all you wanted, and it won't cost you 1 red cent.
Oh, gosh, fellas. Well, gosh. Oh, gee, I can't.
You can't? What do you mean you can't? Nicely, pal, you gotta take this serious. We already bet on you. And I myself personally will lose $1,000 forfeit money in Boston if you don't show up.
Yeah, certainly. You can't run out on your old pals at a time like this. We won't let you.
Well, it ain't that I don't want to. It's just that I can't. I'm on a diet.
A diet?
So that's why you've been sick. From taking a diet, huh?
Yeah.
It's positively revolting.
Say, you know, I am now down to a mere 200 pounds. Miss Hilda Slocum and I are going to get married in a couple of weeks, as soon as I lose 20 pounds more.
Why, nicely, old friend. You are practically emaciated now.
You can't do that. If you lose 20 pounds more, you will become invisible.
Hey, how long you been suffering from this here diet?
About 2 months, and I feel great. Look.
My goodness gracious, nicely. You got enough spare space left over in the waistband of your trousers to hide Seabiscuit in.
Have you sacrificed eating entirely?
Well, I eat anything that does not contain starch. But, of course, everything worth eating contains some starch. So I really do not eat much of anything whatever.
Who applies this here diet to you?
Me fiancée, Miss Hilda Slocum. Say, she's an expert dietitian and runs a widely known department in a diet magazine called Let's Eat Right. We met in the subway.
I never did like Subways much. And from now on, I'm going to boycott them personally.
I dated her up for a movie that night and proposed while the newsreel was on.
Hey, listen, nicely. You gotta enter this eating contest. We all stand to lose the shirts from off our backs if you don't.
And after all, it's only one meal.
Oh, but fellas, I might gain back all the 83 pounds I already dieted off. And all in one evening, too. No, I can't do it. I am too nearly reduced to marrying Hilda. I'm telling you...
That's right, Quentin. Be firm.
Lady,
and listen here, you two. I heard everything you said to Quentin from the other side of the door. And I think it's outrageous, absolutely outrageous.
Listen, lady, it's only one meal.
The boys will make it worth your while, Toots.
Get out. Get out, both of you.
But, lady, you don't understand. You see, this is a business
Get
deal.
out. Get out this very minute. If you don't, I'll send for the police and have you put out. The very idea of trying to get away with something like this.
Personally, I figure this ends the matter, as that Miss Hilda Slocum is a very determined character. And even when we are a block away, we can still hear her voice speaking very firmly to Nicely. But then, with only about a week to go before the big contest, and still nobody to do our eating, Horsey and me get desperate. And we drop in uninvited on Mr. McBoigle, publisher of the Let's Eat Right magazine, and we gently persuade him to exert his entire influence on Miss Hilda Slocum on our behalf. Well, the very next day, while we are sitting around Mindy's doing some heavy worrying, the door opens, and who should come in but good old nicely hisself, accompanied by a young Judy that would do credit to any Ziegfeld folly.
Hey, fellas, look! Look! It's our old pal, Nicely. Hey, pal! Well, Nicely, you're a treat for sore ass. Hey, Mindy! Order up a nice big double portion of roast Long Island duck for our old pal, Nicely.
Sure, right away, immediate.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm still on a diet.
What? Hey, listen nicely, old pal. She's going to let you enter the eating contest next week, ain't she?
No, she refuses to allow me not to participate. I even offered to let her pick the courses.
Nicely, you gotta go to table for it.
Yeah, nobody can eat like you.
Yeah, who else could eat for our side?
Well, me fiancé has compromised enough to suggest a stand-in for me due to Mr. McBoygle's influence.
Well, I don't know about that.
Now, gents, I want to make you all in one acquainted with Miss Hilda Slocum's best friend from childhood, Miss Violet Schumberger.
I'm pleased to meet
Hiya.
Miss Slocum says this little lady can out-eat even me.
Impossible. She don't look to me like she eats so very much. Her shape's too good.
Well, I eat 4 big meals every day, not counting snacks in between.
You don't ever take on no extra poundage?
No, and yet I'm almost always hungry, too. In fact, I could partake of a little something nourishing right now.
Yeah? Hey, lady, this is getting downright interesting.
Yeah, what do you do to offset all this cargo?
Well, now, the funny thing about it is I don't do anything. I just lead a normal, average human being's life, and yet I eat enough for 3 adults. At least that's what Hilda says. It's all very repulsive to Hilda, because she has to stay on a strict diet to keep down to my weight.
I can just imagine.
Well, here's the roast duck, Horsey.
Hey, look, guys, look, I got an idea. Look, we don't know nothing about this dame's eating ability, see? But we could try her out on this here roast duck.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
What about it, kid? Are you game?
Well, I'm really not very hungry, but it looks awful good.
And it smells good, too.
Go on, lady, here's a knife.
Well, all right.
Atta, Cal. I get your watch out in time, or Glaber.
Okay, Horsey, I'll clock her.
Say, absolutely the quietest eater I ever seen.
I'm always afraid of them quiet eaters, Mindy, particularly when they're girls. They waste too much time being quiet.
Say, she's halfway through that roast duck already. And a double portion at that.
She reminds me of myself in the days when I used to eat.
She certainly got plenty class.
My, this is the best roast duck I ever ate. Do you think I could have another portion? Nicely.
She's already finished and asking for more.
Well, boys, are you satisfied to let her pinch eat for me?
She's terrific, colossal. Why, she extinguished that there roast duck inside a minute. Flat. It's sensational.
Well, just to show you guys that my stomach's in the right place, I myself personally will coach Miss Violet Schumberger and supervise her training.
Well, from then on, hardly a day goes by. But what Nicely and Miss Violet Schumberger meet at some rendezvous where Miss Violet can work out under Nicely's supervision. One day, they are punching the feed bag in a chop house off Times Square.
Do you honestly think I'm improving nicely?
Why, Violet, you are shaping up fine.
Oh, it's awful sweet of you to coach me like this.
Oh, why not at all? It's a positive pleasure to see somebody enjoying themselves eating a hearty meal for a change, even though it's a very great strain on my willpower just watching.
Oh, you poor dear. Here, take a bite of this nice juicy steak.
Oh, no, I couldn't. I wouldn't dare. Hilda always smells my breath when I return from giving you a lesson, just to see if I've indulged in any food.
Oh, how dreadful. Don't she trust you at all?
Evidently not. I've still got 10 pounds to go, and then she says she may let me have a tiny bit of burned liver, if I'm good.
Oh, you poor thing. Burned liver. Oh, what a sacrilege to commit on liver.
Do you like liver, too?
Oh, yeah. I simply adore it, especially with fried onions.
And me, too. You know, you remind me of myself in the days when I used to eat. You have a wonderful style.
Oh, nicely. Well, I think eating's fun.
Yeah, so do I. Sometimes I wonder if it's worth it all.
What?
Love. Once I was almost as big as Paul Whiteman, almost. And now, just look at me.
Oh, you poor thing.
Say, did I ever tell you about the time I stood in a child's restaurant window and kept two chefs busy cooking pancakes for 2 hours, eating them as fast as they could flop them?
Oh, how wonderful. You should never have given up eating nicely.
Well, don't you think we better continue our practice?
Yes. Yes, I have so much to learn.
Now, look, you got to think of all the angles to be a successful big-time eater. And another thing, you chew all wrong.
Oh, well, I must be awful dumb, nicely. Honestly, I don't see any difference between the way you chew and the way I chew.
Well, it's kind of hard illustrating without any steak. If I was chewing real steak instead of just my imagination, I could show you all right.
Then why don't you take a piece of my steak?
You don't think it would affect my diet?
Goodness, no, not just one little teensy-weensy piece of steak. Besides, you don't have to swallow it.
That's right. I never thought of that. Well, okay. Now, watch close. Now, observe the rotary motion of my jawbone. Gosh, that steak tastes good.
Does it?
Yeah. You know, I begin to feel almost human again.
Now, this is the first big public contest of the kind in years, and it creates no little comment along Broadway. And more dough is wagered on it than on any other eating contest in all history, with Joel Duffel, a 6-5 favorite, over Miss Violet Schumberger all the way through. This Joel Duffel comes to New York several days before the contest to get acclimated, and it appears he is a tall character with stooped shoulders and a very sad expression. In fact, he does not look as if he could eat his way out of a tea shoppy. But nicely says he can tell at once from the way Joel Duffel talks that he is a very dangerous opponent, and he only wishes Miss Violet Schumberger had more seasoning. Well, the actual scene of this Epicurean combat occurs on the second floor of Mindy's restaurant on Broadway, just off Times Square, and I personally act as announcer.
Well, nicely. Everything's ready for the big eating contest. Mr. Duffel, you sit at that end of the table.
Okay, Mindy.
And Miss Schumberger will take her seat here at the other end of the table, the roughly 25th to Mr. Duffel. I got 3 waiters apiece personally to assist each contestant.
Fine. I'm sure everything's going to go nicely.
I wished I was sure. Your protege looks kind of worried to me.
Oh, that's just excitement.
Oh, nicely. I'm so frightened. This is the first time I ever ate in public.
Now, Violet, everything's going to be all right. I will personally be behind you all the way. I'll be sitting in this chair about 10 feet away in your corner.
Oh, dear, my nose is all upset, and it feels like there's an earthquake going on in my stomach.
They don't allow coaching from the corners, but I'll be rooting for you anyway. Here's a kiss for luck.
Oh, nicely. I didn't know. I mean,
In this corner, weighing in at 175 pounds, we have Joe Duffel of Boston, the man who ate his way to the championship round by assimilating an entire window display of oysters, shells and all. And at this end of the table, tipping the scales at approximately 105 pounds, the challenger, Miss Violet Schumberger of New York City.
Ladies and gents, it's been decided that all the eating here tonight got to be committed with either knife, fork, or spoon. Speed don't count, and there's going to be no time limit, except the contestants can't wait more than 2 minutes at any time, excepting, of course, in case of hiccups. Now, they can drink anything and as much as they want, but liquids don't count in the score. The decision is to be strictly on the amount of food they eat up, and the judges have to take a special notice of anything left on plates after, of course. But once in a while, mistakes on the dress or a vest up to 1 ounce doesn't count. The losing side has got to pay for all the food, and in case of a tie, the contestants are to eat it off immediately on ham and eggs only. Let's see, it is now 8:30 p.m. sharp, and the contest will begin. Are you ready, Boston?
Ready.
Are you ready, New York?
Yes.
All right. On your knife and fork. Get set. Eat. First course, 2 quarts ripe olives, 12 bunches celery, 4-pound shelled nuts, divided equally between the 2 contestants. Second course, 12 dozen cherry stone clams, 2 gallons Philadelphia pepper pot soup, 2 5-pound striped bass, heads and tails don't count in the eating.
It is apparent at once that this Joel Duffel is one of those rough and tumble eaters that you can hear quite a distance off, especially on clams and soups. And this type of eater is undoubtedly very efficient. But personally, I like the way Miss Violet Schumberger eats, without undue excitement and with great zest. She cannot keep close to Joel Duffel in the matter of speed in the early stages of the contest, as she seems to enjoy chewing her food. But I observed that as it goes along, she pulls up on him slowly.
Next course, 12 pounds mashed potatoes with brown gravy, 2 dozen ears corn on the cob, 2 quarts lima beans, 12 bunches asparagus cooked in butter, 10 pounds stewed new peas, and a 22-pound roast turkey.
Then the turkey comes on, and is split in 2 halves right down the middle. And Miss Violet Schumberger looks more than somewhat disappointed, and she speaks for the first time as follows.
Why, where is this stuffing?
Miss Violet Schumberger's disappointment is so plain to be seen that the confidence of the Boston characters is somewhat shaken. In fact, Joel Duffel himself looks personally quite startled when he observes Miss Violet Schumberger's excessive disappointment. He gazes at her with great respect as she disposes of her share of the turkey and the mashed potatoes and one thing and another in such a manner that she moves up on the dessert heap on dead even terms with him. When the waiters bring on the dessert.
Last round, 1 large pumpkin pie, 2 feet wide and 3 inches thick.
It is without doubt quite a large pie, and in fact it is about the size of a manhole cover. I can see that Joel Duffel is observing this pie with a strange expression on his face. Although, to tell the truth, I do not care particularly for the expression on Miss Violet Schumberger's face either. Well, the pie is cut in 2, dead center, and 1 half is placed before Miss Violet Schumberger, and the other half before Joel Duffel.
That's the biggest pie I've ever seen. What is that?
Hey, nicely, look it. Joe Duffel's taken 2 large bites already, and Miss Violet Schumberger ain't even started.
Looks like she's stalled, Horsey.
She's all right, boys. Don't worry.
Hey, look, nicely. She's motioning to you with her head. She wants to talk to you.
Yeah, you better go over and protect our investment.
Okay, boys. No, what's the matter, Violet?
Oh, nicely.
Foul!
I
I claim a foul. That man's coaching her.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, quiet. Whether it's a foul or not depends on whether Miss Violet Schumberger was asking advice on the contest from Nicely Jones. Now, Mr. Jones, just what did Miss Schumberger whisper to you?
Why, she asked me, could I get her another piece of pie after she finished the one in front of her?
At this, Joel Duffel throws down his knife and pushes back his plate with all but 2 bites of pie left on it and says like this.
Friends, I am licked. I've eaten my best, but it is useless for me to go on against this Judy, who was asking for more pie before she even starts on this one. I am almost dying as it is, and I do not wish to destroy myself in a hopeless effort.
Look it! Joel Duffy's collapsed under the table.
Ladies and gents, the winner,
3 cheers for Miss Violet Schumberger. Come on, folks.
Oh, help, please. Horsey Crabber, help me.
What's the matter, Tut?
It's nicely. He's fainting.
Well, the doctors at the clinic hospital are greatly baffled to receive, from the same address at the same time, one patient who was suffering from undernourishment and another patient who was unconscious from overeating. Well, it seems that Nicely has contracted a disease called promiscuous anemia from all his fasting. So he has to vacation in the hospital for quite some time. And while he is so vacationing, his ever-loving fiancée, Miss Hilda Slocum, disowns him for going off his diet when he begins eating 4 hearty meals daily at the doctor's orders. So Nicely would no doubt be very lonesome, and the chances are he would indeed be all alone in his little white room if it was not for Miss Violet Schumberger, who has a heart as big as her appetite and takes pity on him and visits him from time to time.
My, but you look so much better today, Nicely. You even got a little color in your cheeks.
Gradually, I'm beginning to feel human again, Violet. Those little snacks you've been bringing in have saved my life practically.
Oh, nicely.
I don't know how I could ever thought I was in love with Hilda. She was always telling me I was eating too much for my own good, even if it was only a dry cracker.
Just like me. You're the only man I ever knew who never got embarrassed at my appetite. We have very much in common.
Well, we both like to eat. You know, the very first time I saw you handle a knife and fork, I said to myself, there's a girl after my own appetite.
Did you really?
Say, Violet, do you like barbecues?
Oh, I simply adore them. Barbecued pork, barbecued lamb, barbecued steak. Oh, anything barbecued.
And do you like barbecue stands, too?
Uh-huh.
You know, some people dream of having chicken farms when they retire. But me, I always wanted to buy a barbecue stand. Could I interest you in a half ownership of one?
Oh, nicely.
We could call it the Nicely Violet Barbecue, huh?
And there won't be anybody around to tell us we're eating too much for our own good.
No, sirree. We'll settle down and raise barbecues. And if people don't buy them, why, we'll eat them ourselves. How about it, huh?
Oh, nicely, darling. Oh, I've got a confession to make to you before we get married.
Well, what is it?
Do you remember the day I was pinch eating for you against Joel Duffel?
I certainly do. But you did a wonderful job of eating. Up to the pie.
Oh, but I could have done so much better.
You could have?
Yeah. You see, an hour before the contest, I forgot and ate my regular dinner of pig's knuckles and sauerkraut. And I think maybe that's why I fell down on the pie.
And that's the end of a piece of pie.
Well, how about Violet and Nicely? What happened to them, Clabber?
That was the end of them, too. They got married and ate happily ever after.
The name Damon Runyon on a piece of pie spells entertainment, storytelling at its best. But all over the country, millions of wise citizens look for Runyon's brighter side in their daily papers as a guide to what's happening in the world, and particularly the sporting world. Keep up with the world with Damon Runyon, and you can't keep from laughing. And now, all you Runyon fans, be sure to hear what Damon Runyon has to say next week, and the story he'll have to tell. For, as Clabber says,
there was once a tall young character named Jonas, and he was as good-looking as any male character can afford to be, without causing comment. He was also a regular guy in spite of being a king. Anyway, he comes to Broadway and meets up with a friend of mine by the name of Spider McCoy, who teaches him how to box better than someone.
And there, friends, is the story of another strange romance, The Big Umbrella. This is Frank Gallup advising you not to miss what Damon Runyon says next week.